This is a very interesting client story. One of my favorites. The entire process was a lot of fun. I hope it was a lot of fun for him as well. This gentleman was absolutely new to investing in the Dubai real estate market, and he was looking for the best ROI. Before he ever spoke to me and my team, he had already interviewed a lot of other advisors and agents. Having watched some of my YouTube videos, he ended up signing up on our VIP elite program, where we take people from start to finish for their investments. And then we started the process of doing the strategy development for him, and then implementing and finding the right properties. We found a very good investment property and a home. I wish him all the best. I believe it's about helping the client find the best properties, and we can invest in the client's future.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are live again on YouTube and on Instagram. Bring in your questions. Tell me what you want, especially with regards to Dubai real estate. Okay, let's focus on Dubai real estate. All right, guys. If you guys have Dubai real estate questions, Fahd Dawood. Okay. Hi on Instagram. Noor Hayani, welcome. How are you? Hope you're doing very well. All right, guys, bring your questions on Instagram and on YouTube. I'm happy to answer, okay? I've got some questions over here from some people who have asked previously. Okay, so I'm 35. So this is a question. What is this? Okay, so this is from Basil Waked. Okay, Basil Waked. MashaAllah. Allahumma barik. Okay, let's answer this brother's question. Okay, I like the question. So, dear Mr. Dawood, I am 35 years old. I currently run a small company in the field of construction and factory renovation. Okay, MashaAllah. Rami, how are you? Rami Aini. How you doing, brother? How's everything with you? So I am 35 years old. I currently run a small company in the field of construction and factory renovation. Recently, I purchased a studio apartment in JVC, which I am expected to receive before the end of 2025. Hello, I'm good. Hey, Rami. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Rami? Bless you, brother. Recently I purchased a studio apartment. So this is a question from Waked. Okay, Arsalan MG, welcome. Recently I purchased a studio apartment in JVC, which I'm expected to receive before the end of 2025. I have been following your work for a long time and truly enjoy your videos and insights. Okay, mashallah. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Jazakallah khair. I would like to ask for your advice. Do you recommend that I pursue the real estate brokerage license in Dubai? Rabina B, welcome. Okay, so do I recommend that somebody should pursue the real estate brokerage license in Dubai? And would it be possible for me to work with you for a training period? I genuinely see you as a mentor and would greatly appreciate the value to... Okay, so the first question, and then he says, additionally, I plan to relocate to Dubai with my wife and our children. Real Estate Info 25, welcome. Thanks for joining in. And so additionally, I plan to relocate to Dubai with my wife and our 2 children. I see real estate as a promising path for our future. Looking forward to your advice. Best regards, Basil Waked. I just feel like I've met you, I've spoken to you before, Basil. Okay, I want to ask Rami, if you're still here, I'd love for you to give some advice, okay? Real Estate Info, would love for you to give some advice as well. So this is somebody's asking, I would like to ask for your advice. Do you recommend that I pursue the real estate brokerage license in Dubai? Look, here's my recommendation, okay? This is what I would actually say. If you're looking to get into Dubai in terms of real estate, I personally believe that it takes like full commitment, okay? Is Instagram pausing again? Okay, is it okay? All right, is Instagram okay? All right, guys. So, do I recommend that you should pursue a real estate brokerage license in Dubai? Okay. If you, Basil, are currently running a company, small company in the field of construction and factory renovation, you didn't mention which country. You didn't mention which country, but I'm going to say, look, the basic is if you're running this company and you're happy doing this, working in this company and running this company, then I would say continue that work, right? You're probably an expert at that in that level. But if Dubai real estate is going to be your calling and you really want to get involved into Dubai real estate, then watch some of my videos for agents who are starting out and what it requires. Because okay, mashallah, real estate info 25, jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for your advice. If real estate is his passion, then he should pursue. You know, I like people who put things very short, right? I was going to tell you, like, you should have this grand vision, this dream, and then you should be able to commit and then train and then give blood and sweat and everything for this. But it's very well and easily said by Real Estate Info. Thanks very much. If real estate is your passion, then you should pursue it, okay? I don't want to scare you, but you really have to be very committed to real estate, especially in today's time with AI coming in, with all the other things that are going in. I don't know how many brokers and real estate agents there are in Dubai, but you know what? People who want to make it will make it, okay, by God's grace, after God's grace. You've just got to pursue it if it's your passion. And if it's your passion, then you've got to stay the course, okay? You've got to stay the course. As Real Estate Info said, if real estate is his passion, then he should pursue. I'd love to ask the people who are here right now, Real Estate Info, Krishna, what is your passion? Okay, what is your passion? What do you guys love doing? I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear from a few of the other people as well. What is your genuine passion? What is your genuine passion? Okay. So if you, and then he says, okay, sorry guys, getting a call coming in. Okay, Rami says a lot of agents in Dubai, but few advisors. Okay, a lot of agents in Dubai, but very few advisors. Just give me 1 second, guys. I love to dream big, mashallah. Real Estate Info says, I love to dream big and then work towards fulfilling my dreams. Need more advisors who really understand the market and their client needs. Rami, mashallah, well said. That's absolutely true, I think. So, Basil Waqid, this advice is for you from Rami as well. Need more advisors who really understand the market and their client needs. I think that's very, very, very critical, right? So if you're able to become an advisor, that's what you want to become. And then you're saying, and would it be possible for me to work with you for a training period? I genuinely see you as a mentor, and I would greatly value the opportunity to learn under your guidance. I think we're going to roll out some kind of mentorship program soon. It's going to be a paid mentorship program where you get to work, where you get to get into the mentorship program, get hired if you're good, and then go on to do well, hopefully, in real estate, okay? Last but not the least, you're saying, additionally, I plan to relocate to Dubai with my wife and our 2 children, and I see real estate as a promising path for our future. Looking forward to your advice. Look, I think it's going to be good, okay? Somebody who's already purchased a studio apartment in JVC, I think you would have made enough money in life. You're responsible enough to be able to dive into the Dubai real estate market and make it work. Obviously, I'm not going to say, like, look, why should I tell you that you're going to have to work 20-hour days? Maybe you'll work smarter. Maybe you'll be better than others. But you've got to have to give to the industry before the industry starts giving you back, right? In some form or the other, okay? So you got to, like, sow your seeds, and then the seeds will give you back what you need to get back from you, right? Does that make sense, okay? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so commenting on this, I love to dream big. I've got a question about this, right? So real estate info, you say, I love to dream big and then work towards fulfilling my dreams. Okay. What do you there are some people, so I wanna challenge you a little bit on this. There's some people who say, look, we don't like to dream big because we don't like disappointments. Huh, Krishna? Some people say this, huh? Have you heard this? Some people say we don't like to dream big because we don't like getting disappointed. So I wanna ask, how do you address that? How do you address the fact that sometimes you want to dream big, but there are some people out there who feel or say, hey, I don't want to dream big because I don't want to get disappointed. I don't want to not get what I want. I personally dream big, and alhamdulillah, so far, alhamdulillah, wallahi, alhamdulillah, again, alhamdulillah, Allah has always blessed me with what my heart desires, or even better, right? Alhamdulillah. So I want to ask real estate info, when you're dreaming big, and then you put a caveat, then work towards fulfilling my dreams. That's quite interesting. But if you do, you ever feel afraid? What if I don't achieve my dreams? How do you manage that? Rami, mashallah, how are you? Where are you? What's your passion? Okay, I've got another question. Somebody's asking how to deal with the situation when cannot get hold of the actual tenant via phone, email, or post. The unit is subleased to some other people. Oh my God, you got to talk to this guy. You've got to really talk to this guy to get him out. So the way you do it, try to call, try to email, try to WhatsApp. Obviously, then you got to go legal, right? So go to speaking with a lawyer and get legal advice and move forward in that direction. Unfortunately, it's going to happen that you might end up spending money to go through the process, but it's part of the process, right? And then what you learn from this is hopefully in the future you vet your tenants better, but it's part of the process. There's no guaranteed tenants. But you know what I'm finding now? As Dubai is attracting a lot more people coming in, we're getting a lot of tenants coming in as well that are acting sometimes funny, okay? Let's leave it at that. I want to leave it at that because generally speaking, the Dubai market has been one, Krishna. This is something for a short, because generally speaking, the Dubai market has been one where 2 weeks back, mashallah, still in Lebanon, planning to move in 2 weeks back. May Allah bless you, Rami. Make it easy for you. Many must have good stories from Lebanon. Great food, great places. Hopefully, family is well with you. So this is something interesting for a lot of people who don't know this. But Dubai used to be, or generally has been, a place where you don't have too many problems with tenants. Like, I've not generally had a lot of problems with tenants in the past. It's just that now there are a lot of people coming into the country. Dubai is attracting people from all across the globe, all kinds of people, and what's happening is that we're getting sometimes funny tenants. Okay, tenants who think that it's kind of okay not to pay, then run away, get away, not answer phone. Well, they might understand that over here Dubai operates a little differently. We're not in a country where they don't have to pay and then they can just get away with it, right? Alhamdulillah. So this is very good, very well said. So this is my comment on the thing, but this is very well said. Okay, so as Muslims, we don't believe in disappointments. Alhamdulillah. In the end, it's all Allah's will, so there can never be any disappointments for us, because delays are also hidden blessings from Allah. Wallahi, that's so true. That is so true. And thank you very much, Real Estate Info, for sharing that insight. You missed the live last week because we went live really, really late. But thanks very much for sharing that insight. Okay. So to cut it short, how to deal with a tenant who's not responding? Look, try all the means that you can, and then go legal. Okay, speak to a lawyer and then get a lawyer involved. Okay, that's like, you're gonna have to do that at some stage. Okay. Right. So this is a good question. What would you do when a client has two specific requirements which seems too hard, either the price factor or size? Anabia Cooking Vlogs, thank you very much for the support. Jazakallah khair. What would you do when a client has two specific requirements which seems too hard, either the price factor or size, or even the quality? So how can we educate them like you have to compromise on one thing? All right. Okay. So I see your question, real estate info. Very good question, actually. So I'm coming back to your question, real estate info. I see your question. Let me read it out loud in a bit. One moment, please. I want to answer this question. So, what would you do when a client has two specific requirements? Actually, you know what? This is not a live question. I'll answer the questions that are coming live. I'll give them priority first. Okay. So this question, I'll come back to this. Okay. So real estate info asks, Shiharan Nafis. Sure, thanks. No, I'm going to answer your question, real estate info. Don't worry. Because you're live, right? So the other question's on my YouTube comments. So real estate info asks a good question. Yes, no worries. I wanted to ask your opinion on income generation versus capital appreciation. Okay. If you're asking my opinion is going to lean towards income generation versus capital appreciation. I'll tell you why. The more successful real estate investors that I've seen, like one of the most successful real estate investors that I've seen, he has maybe about 200 properties. He is pure income generation. He does not look at selling. He almost disowns or disregards capital appreciation, because let's say if your property went from 100, so let's think about this, right? If your property went from 100 to 200, but you're not selling it, you're not getting this capital appreciation back to you, right? In general, okay? Number one. But don't disregard, because there is a balance coming. So if your property goes from 100 to 200, but that 100 difference, you can't get that until you sell the property. But the rental income, if you were making on that 100, if you were making 10 dirhams on that 100, so you're making 10% income, that income's coming back into your pocket today, right? So you can actually use that money today. Now, in some countries, there are models where if your property's gone from 100 to 200, that difference of 100 you can borrow against from the banks, okay, and then invest in more properties, okay. So there is this other way of there is that thing as well, but I could borrow against. But let's not get into the borrowing side right now, okay. Let's just stick to the fact that if the property went from 100 to 200, if you don't take the money out, which means you did not sell it, you are not benefiting from that 100. You're only benefiting from that 10. So if you find a lot of properties that constantly give you 10%, you're getting good income coming in, the capital appreciation that's happening is on its own. That does not mean that you're not trying to buy properties which will not appreciate in capital or will not go in value, up in value. Now, if you've bought a good location, good quality, generally speaking, in Dubai, okay, so generally speaking, back in the day, they only said location. In Dubai, I had good quality, good services, good management, so good developer, good reputation, so the building's managed well, over a period of time, your property is going to appreciate in capital as well. The problem is that you've got to constantly then sell, buy something else, sell, buy something else, sell, buy something else, sell, buy something else, okay? So I can think of two examples that I know of people who hold. They don't buy and sell, okay? There's another example that I know of somebody who buys and sell a lot all the time, but then it's literally constant work, okay? So I can think of two examples. One is almost a billionaire. I believe he's a billionaire, okay? He does not buy and sell. What he does instead is he invests around the world in equities and stocks and shares. And if the price has gone up, he takes 3% out and uses that 3%, okay? So uses that 3% for enjoying life, spending on himself, so on and so forth. The other guy just spends money to accumulate properties and gets rental income coming in. He does not look at, will the capital go up? Will the price appreciate? He wants income coming back to him today. there's one investor who I would say, again, in the net worth area of 20 to 30, 40 million dirhams, he buys and sells a lot, buys and sells a lot, buys and sells a lot. But the problem with that is he's always buying and selling, right? So he's always working, right? You've got to really think about that as well. Like, he's always constantly working, buying, selling, buying, selling. So where's the balance, okay? The balance, in my opinion, is that I think focusing on rental income is good and better as a long-term strategy, okay? For short-term, you might think about buying and selling, but honest to God, I've seen a lot of people when they're buying and selling, they lose value. Bilal Sheikh, Assalamu alaikum. Fahd bhai, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, so somebody says on YouTube, Samajh kakh nahi aayi. Good work, but samajh kakh nahi aayi. Okay, so this is somebody who says, I support you, but don't understand English. Samajh kakh nahi aayi. So for those who don't understand Punjabi, this means samajh kuch nahi aa rahi. I don't understand nothing, but thank you very much. Good work. I appreciate it. Jazakallah khair. Anabia cooking vlogs. Okay, 3 stars. Okay, 3-finger salute. Okay. Did I explain? Yes, makes sense. Thank you very much. Well explained. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Real estate info. May Allah bless you. I appreciate that you've understood it very, very well. I appreciate it very well. Okay. Thank you very much. Bilal Sheikh. Aha ha ha. What does that mean? Acha, samajh kakh nahi aayi. I think you're laughing at my Punjabi. Yeah. May Allah bless you. Okay. Okay. So real estate info. If you got another question, I'm happy to answer. But that was a very good question, by the way. Okay. Probably make a video for others as well, because they'll be able to learn from it. They'll be able to learn from it. I think there could be a healthy mix. Income generation versus capital appreciation. This is something. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you guys something. Okay, Beanie Rami, may Allah bless you, Mr. Advisor. How are you? How is the market now in Dubai? The market's okay. The market's okay. The mood in the market is a lot of people are feeling like, oh, maybe there'll be some kind of slowing down. But you know what? I don't know. If the market slows down, it slows down. If the market picks up, it picks up. If the market goes up, it goes up. If the market comes down, it comes up. When we're helping people buy and sell, we're making decisions based on a 3 to 6 months window. Okay, guys, like nobody knows the future beyond even tomorrow. Like, to be honest with you, we've seen what's happened in the world. Like, nobody can predict the future. The only thing, the best we can do is do the best today, right? Do the best today. Like subhanallah, it's kind of like, and I'm reminding you and I'm reminding myself as well. It's kind of like, I don't know I don't know how it works in everybody's brain, but it's kind of like telling yourself that, you know, eat healthy today. Okay. And you know, like, people might be talking about, oh my God, the world's heading towards interesting times, but then you don't know how interesting it's going to be for you and your life and the place where you're living and so on and so forth. So what do? You eat healthy today. Same thing with investments, okay? You just invest smart today. Buy smart today. Now, this is something I read today. This was in the book by Tim Ferriss, okay? In one of his books, The 4-Hour Work Week. And he's talking about the timing is always wrong, okay? You know, or the timing is always right. There is no perfect timing. If you want something, and he's relating a story, and he's talking about him speaking to his parents and asking them, or his mother one time, and he said to his mother, hey, Mom, how did you and father decide to have me, right? How did you guys decide that you wanted to have me? And this is what his mother said, like, we just knew that we wanted children, so we didn't want to wait for the perfect time, because there is no perfect time. So I think if you know what you want, then you just go ahead with it. There is no perfect time. There will never be a perfect time. right? Everybody's waiting for the perfect time. How is the market? Is the market going up? Is the market coming down? Listen, if you're a seller who needs money, then now would be a good time to sell. If you are a seller who doesn't need money, then Dubai is a great place to just keep holding the property. So what if it goes up and down? Just keep holding it. Other people have held it and they've benefited from the time they were holding. Like, somebody tell me that I'm crazy or now I'm telling you like nonsense, okay? And I'll give you an example. Today, everybody who comes to me and says, oh, I wish I'd bought in Dubai Hills because the prices have shot up, right? Villas that were bought and sold at 1.7 and 2 million are today 6 million, at 7 million. Land that was sold for 12 million is now 30 million. Houses that were sold for 12 million are now selling for 35 million. What they don't realize is that Dubai Hills was launched in 2015. People bought. 17-18 market was going through interesting times. Krishna. Okay, through interesting times, yeah? It was like slow, it was correcting, everybody was not buying, but okay, people were still buying somewhat. And then came the pandemic, right? So imagine if people had panicked in 17, 18, 19 and sold. They would not be sitting in 3 times in capital appreciation on a property today. So when you say, hey, well, how's the market? Okay, so maybe the market might go up, down, sideways, whatever, right? But if you're holding on a good property, if you had said, okay, I've got one of the top developers in the region, I've got a good area, hopefully it'll develop well, I'll just hold on to it. What's going to happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? Well, you know. And then what happens? Today the prices are 3 times and maybe you can pat yourself on the back. Maybe you're one of those people who actually sold it. Right? So people who were outside, they're like, I wish we had bought in Dubai Hills. People who were holding in Dubai Hills sold. Right? During the... Right? Does that make sense, guys? So Rami, this is the thing. So now, when it comes to... This is why it's interesting. It's very interesting. As an advisor, if a seller came to you looking to sell a property today, you might tell them, like, look, it's good to sell, right? It's good to sell, and it's not good to keep waiting for the market to go up by $500,000 dirhams, right? But if somebody comes to because based on their situation, if they're saying, yeah, I want to sell and I want to buy something else on off plan, then you tell them, don't do it. Just hold on to this property, right? Same thing applies to other people. Like, for example, if somebody says, hey, I'm looking to buy a property, then you say, look, let's go and buy the best, most valuable property today. Does that make sense? Right? Let's go and buy the best, most valuable property today. Right? That makes sense instead of buying the worst property at the highest price today. Right? Does that make sense? All right, let's take this quick question. If there's any more questions coming through, I'd love for you guys to ask. You cannot imagine how much I learned from you. Jazakallah khair, Rami. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. Sometimes it's challenging while we're going through the process and working in the market. But yes, I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you're making this comment, okay? We will put it on the stories, okay? I appreciate it. So last question. What would you do when a client has 2 specific requirements, which means... Okay, real estate info is back. Depends on the strategy one is aiming for. Yeah, I agree with you, right? Thanks for your comment. It's really, really true. And it really, truly depends on the strategy one is aiming for, right? Do you mean depends on the strategy one is aiming for in terms of where they want to be in life or with the property? Real estate info? What are you referring to? Real estate info, brother? What do you refer to? What do you mean? Okay, so this was the question, right? By Faisal Ghulam 2479. Okay, this I should answer this again in a video as well. So may Allah bless you, so that you can get more benefit from this. You're probably not maybe you're not watching this live. Okay. And I'll give you a real example. Basically, if people have, look, if they have the right motivation, they will adjust on something. It's kind of like buying the best car, okay? So let's say you were looking to buy a starting sports car, okay? Starting sports car. We're not talking about a supercar, a starting sports car. So let's say you're looking to buy a starting sports car from one of the Japanese brands like Toyota or Honda or Mitsubishi, right? They make sports cars as well, right? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they make sports cars as well. And you're trying to buy a starting sports car. Let's say your budget is like $120,000, for example, right? And you go to the Toyota showroom, and their best amazing sports car is $150,000, right? Now the thing is, okay. Let's say you're looking to buy a starting sports car, and you wanted to buy a brand, the best, maybe a German sports car. Then you go and look, and the German sports cars are starting at $200,000, right? And the Chinese are not making sports cars now. And the Japanese sports cars are starting at $150,000. Now you've got a choice. And you said I wanted a new sports car as well, okay? But let's say a German used sports car you can get for $130,000, but it's 5 years old. But you could get a Japanese used sports car because your budget's 120, 1 year old at $120,000. Now you can make a choice. If German sports car or German engineering has your heart and you really want that, then get the 5-year-old. But if you're like, no, 5-year-old is too old, I don't want that, then I want something else, then right? Right, guys? We'll make a video out of this. Real Estate Info says, if someone wants to sell something and aims to buy something more premium, then you'd encourage to sell their property that has already been paid off. Yes, that is also correct. You're speaking like an advisor, mashallah, Allahumma barik. If someone wants to sell something, we want to take a note of this comment. We want to screenshot this. So if someone wants to sell something and aims to buy something more premium, then you'd encourage to sell their property that has already been paid off. Yes, that's correct. But just so you know, that there could be other reasons as well for selling a property, right? It's not sometimes only property to property upgrade. It could be property to investing in a business. It could be property to investing in children going to university. It could be a downgrade on a property. Like sometimes people have bought a property, they're holding on to the property, and kids are gone now to school, etc., whatever, and they're thinking, well, this 11-bedroom mansion is now too big for them, so they want to downgrade. So I agree with you. It depends on strategy. Real Estate Info, thanks very much for that comment. And if someone wants to sell something and aims to buy something more premium, then you'd encourage. Yes, that's why I said it depends on their strategy. Right. That is absolutely correct. May Allah bless you. Yes, it depends on their strategy and plan. Depends on the strategy one is aiming for. Yes, that's why I said it depends on their strategy. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely in there correct. May Allah bless you. All right, guys, thanks very much for joining. Are there any more questions coming in? I don't see any more questions coming in. There's one question from Ahmed Isam on YouTube. Do you think real estate prices in Dubai will increase after lower interest rate, either ready or off plan? Said hi. Hi, Isam. It could. Oh, Basil, yes. May Allah bless you. Did I answer your question? I answered your question, Basil. Yes, you're welcome, Basil. Look, the last time that interest rates went up, we expected that the Dubai property market would slow down because of that's how it used to be. Everything used to be linked to the global financial system, and then it did not slow down. Do you understand what I mean? Like, so we're talking 2022. So we're in 2025, and the property market did not considerably slow down from 2022. So 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, right? It didn't slow down super fast, number one. Number two, if you then look at it, Bushan, how are you? So will the rates coming down increase on ready? Okay, But I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of people looking to buy properties right now who are end users. There are people looking to buy properties right now who are already end users. So now it's kind of funny because yes, there would be like, I think you gotta remember something. There's some people who are going to Walaikum Assalam, Bhushan. There are some people who are going to buy anyways, regardless. Like, it's like you want to buy a car to commute from work back and forth. Okay. And you have 100,000 dirhams and you go and buy the car. Okay. So there's 80% people who are already going to be doing this. So there's 80% who are going to be buying in Dubai real estate today because they're thinking about making Dubai a home. They want a property that they own. They're kind of tired of landlords who act like interesting ways. So coming back to your question, but there's always this periphery 20% who suddenly say, oh my God, cars were 100,000 and now they are giving them away for free. And you've been taking an Uber back and forth everywhere. And all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, now you know what I want to do? I want to just buy a car. So that 20% will get pushed up. So I won't say that there will be no effect, no interest, nothing else, but there will be a difference, right? So there will be sometimes a difference. Okay. So that does happen. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. All right. All right, guys. Thanks very much. I appreciate you guys being here. Rami, may God bless you. We'll see you soon. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Real estate info. Have I answered all your questions? Nothing pending, right? And we'll come back next week. Thank you, Ahmed. May Allah bless you. Thank you, Real Estate Info, Beanie, Bhushan, everybody who joined in. See you later. Goodbye.
This is a very interesting client story. One of my favorites. The entire process was a lot of fun. I hope it was a lot of fun for him as well. This gentleman was absolutely new to investing in the Dubai real estate market, and he was looking for the best ROI. Before he ever spoke to me and my team, he had already interviewed a lot of other advisors and agents. Having watched some of my YouTube videos, he ended up signing up on our VIP elite program, where we take people from start to finish for their investments. And then we started the process of doing the strategy development for him, and then implementing and finding the right properties. We found a very good investment property and a home. I wish him all the best. I believe it's about helping the client find the best properties, and we can invest in the client's future.